If you're looking to get free travel using travel credit cards, then where to start could be overwhelming. I can't tell you how many family and friends I talk to that are always asking me for a great credit card recommendation, but they're never exactly sure which ones they should pick. So today, I'm going to share with you some of my strategies for deciding which travel credit card is best for you. And I'm going to do a deep dive into two specific cards, the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Capital One Venture Card. You're not going to want to miss this. So you heard right. Developing a basic knowledge behind which travel credit cards are best can seem overwhelming. The strategy that I have developed actually takes the travel credit card game and breaks it into two specific categories. The first one you can look at as a co-branded credit card, and the second one is just going to be basic travel credit cards. So let's dive into what a co-branded travel credit card looks like. If you're looking to earn points or miles for a specific brand, let's say you love staying at the Marriott versus the Hilton, then you can go and you can apply for a travel credit card that'll earn you specific points with the Marriott brand. Now, likewise, in this household, we love Southwest Airlines. I've talked about how we get the companion pass to essentially get buy one, get one free flights for close to 2 years. And it's using those co-branded travel credit cards that help us get all those perks. But there is another type of travel credit card. It's a basic general travel credit card. Now, what that means is you can earn points and miles that you can use for a variety of flights or hotels or even car rental brands. So in this video, we're going to talk about earning Chase points versus Capital One points and how you can use them to transfer those points to a travel partner when and if you're ready to book some travel. Now, real quick, if you have not given this video a thumbs up, please do. It really helps me and that YouTube algorithm. And I'm about to answer a question I get all the time. How much is one travel point worth in terms of money? Now, people in the credit card community love debating the answer to that question, but from my research, I find that the Capital One Venture Rewards is worth about 1 cent per mile. But remember, there are travel partners that you can transfer these points to. So you can get much more bang for your buck if, for example, you transfer the Capital One Venture Reward points to a specific airline and then book a flight. With that Chase Sapphire Preferred I mentioned earlier, you can redeem those points, those Chase Ultimate Reward points, for at least 1.25 cents per point. And again, there are a ton of travel partners where you can transfer those points and get a ton more value. So I really hope that answered the question of how valuable are these points. I usually get that question from people who just prefer cash back. And yeah, it can be really tempting to take your cash back and apply it towards your bill or actually just get some cash deposited into your account. But I really love the idea of sort of earmarking these points, these miles, specifically for travel. Therefore, when I go to book a trip for my family, when we need a hotel room or a few flights, we almost always have enough points. Now, if you're still not convinced, I will leave a link down below to a blog I just wrote about how my family traveled to Florida. That's my wife and 2 kids. The airfare, the hotel, even the rental car was free. We paid a few taxes and fees for like the flights, but basically everything else we paid for using points and miles. So be sure to check that out if you want to do a little bit more of a deep dive. But let's get into the Chase Sapphire Preferred versus the Capital One Venture Card. Now, when we take into account the real nitty-gritty of the best travel credit cards, I know people really don't like paying an annual fee. So both of these cards I'm about to talk about have a small $95 annual fee. They do require good to excellent credit. I would say if it's your first travel credit card and you already have a relationship with Capital One, you may be more likely to get approved for the Venture Card. However, some people say that that requires a little bit higher of a credit score, something in the mid to high 700s. Then again, if you have that relationship with Chase, again, you may just want to stick with them and try out one of their Sapphire cards. Right off the bat with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, let me address the sign-on bonus. At the time that I was originally researching this video, it was 60,000 points after you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. Then I caught a deal where you could get 80,000 bonus points. And as of this recording, and this is very rare, by the way, there's actually a deal out there for 100,000 bonus points. So if you're watching this close to the release date, I would seriously consider getting this card because you can get upwards of $1,250 to $2,000 worth of value, and that's taking into consideration that $95 annual fee. Now, real quick, that's a limited time offer, so getting something more closer to that 60,000 point range is much more likely. What I really love about this card overall is you simply earn double points on dining and travel purchases. And then when it comes time to book a trip, you have your choice of airlines and hotels where you get a one-to-one transfer of those points. Some of my favorite are to take Chase points and send them to Southwest to book a flight using our companion pass. Or lately, I'm really loving the Hyatt hotel line simply because they have a very low barrier to entry for their standard rooms. So I could transfer some points from Chase over to Hyatt and maybe even book upwards of 4, 5, 6 nights for free. Another important thing to keep in mind is that there are a ton of insurances, like if, for example, your trip gets delayed or your baggage gets lost, just because you booked on this card or using the points from this card, get you a little help if that ever happens to you during a trip. Also, I mentioned a rental car, and when you use the Chase Sapphire Preferred or they have a reserve card, you do not need to purchase additional collision coverage. Rather, you can use the card itself as a primary insurance when you're using a rental car. And before we move on to the Capital One card, I should say that Chase has an amazing dashboard. You can see all your points. If for some reason you ever wanted to cash them out for gift cards or put them towards a purchase, there's always different deals and options to use the points in ways other than travel. Now let's talk about the Capital One Venture card. This is a truly unique travel card because anything that you buy that's tagged as travel, like after you've made the purchase, you can essentially use your points and miles to pay for that purchase. Basically, you're reimbursing yourself, and that is for anything that codes as travel. For example, this is a very popular card for people to use to buy like passes through a travel agent for Disney. And this is a great card for people that like to take spontaneous road trips. Basically, if you know you're going to maybe drive and need to stop somewhere, you can't always plan everything out. So long as you use this card to book something that codes as travel, you know you're going to be able to use your points to reimburse yourself. Right now, there's 2 sign-up bonuses. The first is you can get 50,000 points when you spend $3,000 in the first 3 months. Or if you can spend $20,000, now I know that's a lot of money, but $20,000 in the first 12 months, they will give you a 100,000 point bonus. So of course, that's a ton of points. And then the way that you would use them is anytime you book anything for travel, you know you're going to be able to essentially get it for free by paying yourself back using these Capital One points. You do earn 2 points per $1 spent on anything, and that's unlimited. They do give you a $100 credit for pre-TSA or global entry. For those of you that already have that, you know how great it is just to be able to skip the line. And if you don't have it, I think you basically break even on getting it using that credit. Oh, and similar to the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you can transfer these miles to something like over 15 different hotel and airline brands if you want to go that route for using your points. And of course, I don't recommend getting a travel card just to basically cash them out, but that is an option if you need to like deposit them in your account for some quick cash. And I think you can even use them like on Amazon if that's the route you want to go. A couple of key takeaways. Travel credit cards are like life hacks that people are a little intimidated at first to try to embrace, but once you do, you can never go back. But I got to be honest with you, flying with a family of 4, like with us, it is stressful. But knowing that we are flying for free and staying for free can help like reduce that anxiety because it's like an enjoyable vacation. I will mention real quick, there are a couple of even better tier travel credit cards. 2 of my favorites, the Amex Platinum card or the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Of course, they have a higher annual fee, but you get even more perks and benefits, like they reimburse you for some travel, and you even get airport lounge access. So if you're interested in those, I'll leave a link down below to both of those cards, and feel free to check them out. If you enjoy talking about credit cards as much as I do, be sure to check out my website. There's a ton of travel tips and other articles there. Also, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. All right, as always, I'm Rich, and until next time.